And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here, right next to San Diego Landings, next to Fisherman's Landing here in Point Loma. And from Fisherman's Landing, Carl Schmidt is here. We're going to be talking some fishing here and a lot more, so you stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 20A and 25A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship two-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. The Shimano's Talica success is driven by its durability and spec attributes, allowing the series to differentiate from other lever drag reels within the market. The Talica is built around a cold-forged machined aluminum one-piece frame. The all-new Talica 20A and 25A now boasts Infinity Drive. Infinity Drive employs two drag washers housed in the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load as much as 40%. There's also a new lower low gear. If your utmost concern is performance without compromise, Talica 20A and 25A are the reels for you. Available now at your local Shimano dealer. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. You'll discover California's best-selling truck brand, Ford F-Series, equipped for anything your demanding job needs or the family vacation you're taking. Check out the Bronco family featuring the iconic Ford Bronco or the versatile Ford Bronco Sport. Both have muscle, tech, and durability needed to go anywhere. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. It's a great time to take a test drive to see what Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs has to offer. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, today is going to be a great day. Stoked to have Carl in here. Stoked to have a middle August season. Get to peel Carl away from the landing. Today's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, it is. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Everything's good. What's going on at Fisherman's Landing? Nothing much, huh?
Yeah, real slow. Not a whole lot going on.
Not a lot going on, actually. It's good fishing, you know. It's been a weird season, but it's been a good season for most of the guys. Lots of bluefin, starting to see some yellowtail, some dorado maybe showing up, so hopefully some yellowfin to follow. That's what I'm hoping for.
God, I want that so bad.
Yeah, we need that stuff.
Yeah, and it's fun, you know, the long range boats taking advantage of it seems like again, and we're just hoping the condition presents itself where that fish makes its way into day-and-a-half range.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the funny thing is, like, a couple of years ago, we got every hurricane coming up the north. Like, you know, how many times did Cedros get hit? Or a couple of 8 days trips got cut short or had to cancel or whatever. And this year, every hurricane's just gone straight to the west. It's like, come on, like
bring
we need that water to be pushed up.
Bring us that Category 5 like they have it on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, like we need something to push that fish up this way and get it in our local range, you know. So.
And the same thing kind of happened last year. I mean, if you were on a trip from 3 days to 10 days, you got to take advantage of the best yellowfin tuna fishing ever, and it just didn't quite make it up here.
So I think it's going to happen. You know, talking to some of these guys, everyone's like, oh, the ocean's just like, it seems like a month behind or 6 weeks behind schedule, you know? And even like, we haven't had like our San Diego summer weather yet,
Yeah.
I mean, I live up in Scripps Ranch area. You live out east. Like, how many days have you turned on the air conditioning yet? It's middle of August. It's
Crazy.
it's like,
And it was
Point
drizzling yesterday.
Yeah,
It was
Point
June
Loma,
weather.
hasn't even got above 75 degrees yet, coming in here with a sweatshirt on in the morning. It's like, man, this is shorts, t-shirt, flip-flop weather. It's like, where is our San Diego weather at?
Well, when it's 62 degrees around San Clemente Island, that kind of tells the story, right?
Yeah, so everything feels like it's a
yeah.
little behind schedule. So hopefully we'll get that yellowfin here in the next, some Dorado action in September and October, and give everyone an extra shot of adrenaline here and get them on the boats. And stuff like that.
With that said, it's been an interesting bluefin season, and we have seen kind of all sides of it, from scratch fishing to very, very good, and then all the aspects that we're used to. Kiting and nighttime jig fishing, and now finally settled into some pretty darn real daytime fly line fishing.
Yeah, really good daytime fishing. You want to be prepared with some 30-pound, 25-pound small size hook. Your favorite style fluorocarbon or whatever. It's really good in daytime fishing. Jigs have been working, flat falls, cold snipers, that type of stuff this past week. It's things are starting to happen, and I think it's going to be a good fall.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're certainly pumped for it, and with the big fish, the big fish always kind of steal the spotlight.
Yep.
Everybody's excited and seeing those big cows and things like that, and what's been the deal as of late? It seems like there's still opportunities for some of that big fish on the kite, but there's been more catchable size ones, and we like I said, we've kind of seen all parts of it. But what phase of fishing are we in right now, grade of fish wise, and how the guys are catching them?
It's literally like talking to Charlie on the Dawn and Gavin on the Queen and Renee on the Shogun and stuff. The weird thing that's happened in the last 5 to 7 is all this little tiny bluefin showing up from 5 to 10. They don't know where it came from.
Yeah, mixed sizes, right?
Yeah, it's like which is a great sign for us. I don't know, and it's like they have to drive away from that tiny stuff because they don't want to come back to the dock with 5-pound bluefin or whatever, and they're driving away from that small stuff because obviously they don't want to kill it or anything. And then you got guys catching 250 pounders on the kite. It's good foamer fishing on poppers and stick baits and stuff like that for the local guys, even the sport guys, if they can get close enough. You got a guy that can make a good cast, so you're catching some nice 100 to 130 pound fish on the poppers and stick baits and stuff, and then you get the right school. It's your 20 to 50 pound bluefin on live bait fishing a sardine or whatever your favorite daytime jig is. So we got the whole gamut.
Truly from 5 to 205.
Yeah, and if you don't want to stay up all night and try to catch a big one, which those guys are still up every night looking for that big fish, because obviously that's going to get more people excited. But hey, go take a nap at 1 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and catch some daytime fish. So it's not.
So
super
are there
hardcore.
any big fish during the daytime?
Only either on the kite or on the popper or the stick on the foamer stuff. Yeah. So there's a little of it, not a lot, but they're seeing a lot of it. But they, you know how bluefin are. You get a sport boat within a couple 100 yards. That stuff wants to normally dive down or whatever, but some of the time that stuff is up high and dry and you can get a good cast on it, and a couple guys make a good hookup on it.
How do the boats decide if they're going to try to catch a big one in the daytime with a kite versus try to get a school for live bait? It's tough. Obviously, just like we said before, those big cows get the highlights and everybody loves seeing those pictures on Instagram, but you've only got 1 or 2 guys that are really in the game. Certainly you could catch one with a sinker rig and all the ways, but it's kind of a team effort at that point. Versus, is it charter versus open party, or is it just to each boat or to each captain, or this guy's kind of known for catching big ones? Like, how does that all shake out?
I think it has to do with more what the conditions are day in and day out, because it changes. Because, if they can stop on a school, and if that stuff comes underneath us, the guys that are driving these boats, they know if that stuff's going to bite within a couple minutes. If that stuff, they're going to keep moving. But if they get a school that sticks, yes. But it's like, man, we've hit 10 schools and they're not sticking to the boat. All right, but we're seeing it up high. All right, let's put the kite out, and we can catch 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 a day on that.
Yeah,
and
picking off a handful is better than trying to get a bunch but striking out every time.
Exactly. So I think it kind of depends on that type of stuff. The guys that fish, there are guys that fish the kite really, really hard, and there's other guys like, I want to get the meat underneath us. So it kind of just depends on the boat also, but it depends. Like I said, if that stuff is not sticking to the boat or just wants nothing to do with the boat, okay, we're going to try to get the kite up.
I gotcha.
But if that fish comes underneath the boat and sticks around, you can pick 2, 3, 4 off at a time and do that and make a day out of it, that's what they're going to do for sure.
You've been around this for a long time and certainly have a better handle on all of the boats. If somebody was going and they were wanting to book an open party trip at a Fisherman's Landing, which at times there's a lot of options, if somebody was wanting to do one thing or another, do you kind of steer them in a direction like, oh, these guys really like to focus on big ones, or these guys really like to do the opposite, or is it just truly a case by case, scenario by scenario? Like there's not, there's no way of pushing that because they're going to fish for whatever the cards are dealt.
Correct. And I like to feel like if it's a guy that's newer to the sport, or like, hey, this is my first time going on a day and a half or a 2-day trip, I kind of try to get them to go to maybe one of the smaller boats, where there's less people and they feel a little more comfortable. Hey, I'm like gone 30 times this year. Go on what you feel comfortable with, I think a lot of guys now, I don't know why this is, but if they're new to the sport and they're trying to get their feet wet, let's say, they feel more comfortable with less people on the boat. So I think that's like when the Fortune, the Pegasus, the Dawn, maybe they will feel a little more comfortable on it. It's a smaller boat. Or like, hey, or the Constitution is a great boat. Jeff is 75-foot boat, 20 people max on that thing.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
20 max on it.
Yeah, and it's all for the most part, all inclusive. Your food, your meals, your bunks, everything's included in the open party price. Nice I think the only thing you have to pay for is he does a drink package on the boat. I think he said it was like $40 or $50, and that's your soda and your water and everything like that. So,
cool.
So speaking of which, okay, Fisherman's Landing is known for the best long range fleet in the world. One of the primest of prime charter boats and open party boats. You got your big hero guys like the Pacific Queen.
Sure.
Who are the unsung heroes at Fisherman's Landing? Who are the guys that are just like doing the job, and in your opinion, I know you have to be politically correct here,
but like they'll be the Gavins and the Pacific Queens of a couple years kind
right,
of thing.
Right.
I think Dave on the Tomahawk, he does a great job.
Yeah,
he's such a great guy too.
Yeah, and he's super quiet. He just does his thing,
Yeah. One thing I want to add to that too. You don't hear about it all the time. It's one of those things you always joke. You hear about every complaint. You almost never hear about every compliment. But that's one boat that just day in and day out, at least on the tackle store side of things, we get guys all the time like, man, I went with that guy Dave. That was killer. Like you hear so many like positive feedback after the trip comments for that.
That's a nice boat.
It is. It's a big boat. And Dave is one of those guys, if you ask him a question, he will tell you whatever you want to know and need to know. And he is willing to share his experience and his knowledge with almost anyone on the boat, which, you don't get that on every boat and stuff like that. Yeah. I think Justin and Tyler on the Islander, they're doing a great job. John has
new owners.
John, I mean, talk about a guy that kind of like the Spirit, just never was really on the social media thing. They post a little here and there, but always sold out. He had a great following, and those guys, and Justin kept the whole crew from Tyler, Brody, all those guys, Alex, the cook on the Islander. He kept all those guys that John already had.
That was such a smart move.
Yeah.
So you're saying like all the crew that kept that boat at the highest level, the new owner came in through, just kept everybody on board.
Exactly. And kind of still, they're super quiet. They just go out and catch fish, come in, and like 9 out of 10 times, like, hey, what did you guys catch? Like, oh, we caught this, Like, dude, you get like, tell us you're having great fishing,
You should be pumping your chest a little bit.
Exactly. Like, oh, we're just doing our thing, man. We're just keeping our nose to the grind and just doing our thing. Like, yeah. So, but everyone's done a great job, Obviously, Alec on the Pegasus, he had everyone kind of knows what happened there. But a super quiet guy, It's hard to get that guy talking, but as soon as he does.
That was one that really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Because the Pegasus has he did it, man. Like, Alec worked his butt off. That boat is in the best shape that it's ever been in. And I mean, he's a weapon. Like, those guys kicked some serious butt.
For those who don't know, they had a fire.
Yeah, I was going to say they had a non-threatening at the dock electrical fire.
Yep.
And with that comes Coast Guard and insurance and all those things. And like, that dude worked his ass off, became such a great fisherman, and was sold out. He did it. Like, he did all the hard work and did all those trips did all those trips early where you really got to grind it out, and was rewarded by having full trips for the rest of the season. And then, unfortunately had that setback.
So what's the prognosis for when is he coming back?
He'll be back full speed next summer, beginning probably March, April, May.
Oh, so it's that
It's like a season ender.
Yeah, we were hoping, like, talking to Alec and Drew, they think they can get the boat up and ready in 4 to 5 weeks, but the insurance company is just dragging their feet on.
Oh.
What insurance is doing what insurance does, you know?
Sure.
So they unfortunately, we got all their charters. I mean, I got them on different boats. I got them rescheduled and stuff. So
Like nobody's left hanging.
No one
is
is left
for
hanging
the boys.
Yeah, exactly. The guys that wanted, that already had, everyone had a deposit. And if they didn't want to go to a different boat, which there was quite a few guys, like, hey, just roll our days over and deposit over next year, and we'll do it again next year. You know. So yeah. So I mean,
tough break for those guys.
Totally.
It is a tough break.
But it happens.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens, you know, and it was at the dock. I mean, the biggest part of it wasn't even the fire that caused the most damage, it was the smoke damage, you know, and it's like the water damage, you know. It's just, they're going to have to put all new electronics in, rewire the boat. So, and insurance companies being insurance companies, and they're just dragging their feet and trying to prolong it as long as possible. So it is what it is. They'll be back at full strength come next spring for sure.
Spring.
You know, another one that you don't tend to hear necessarily the social media highlights from, but man, they're another one that just flies under the radar and kicks some butt, is that Fortune.
Yeah, Jake is.
Jake's a good fisherman.
Yeah, the first year, it was his first year doing it last year, getting his feet wet. Now, you can totally tell he's comfortable with what he's doing now, and he's getting a good crew together. You know, he had to weed through some guys and stuff like that, but he is getting it together, and he's really catching on this year, and he's doing a really good job. You know, he had to break out of his shell a little, get a little more personal, but you know that comes with maturity and stuff like that, and he's doing a good job this year.
That's cool. Yeah, but we had him on the show. And
I like it.
He did a good job. Yeah,
he is really becoming a really good fisherman, and he's getting a hang of things, you know. So he comes from the Royal Star. He knows what he's doing. He just needed to build that confidence and put a couple good scores together, and he's going to do just fine in the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sure. Yeah, he's like, we just got to get him out there and let people know what he is and what he's doing, and he will do just fine.
I love that boat because they really do bring that Royal Star style to a short length trip. You know, his food is kind of elevated, and they do snacks, and they do, you know, same thing that Star is known for. You know, lesser passenger loads, really targeted on quality. Like those guys do a really good job.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I understand the Dolphin's been doing some runs to the Coronado
That's
Islands.
been cool to see. Yeah.
Jason and Nano, they've killed it when, like, if the Liberty's got a charter or sold out or whatever, and he has enough time, he's been switching over to the Coronado Islands, and he's put a catch together. I think his last trip he had 5 or 6 bluefin and I don't know, 25, 30 yellowtail off the top of my head. You know, he's been hanging in there just fine.
That's so rad.
You know, and it's been. And the half-day fishing is as good as it's ever been. Yeah. That in the last 10 years, it's been great half-day fishing. But you know, the kids are back in school and stuff. So if he's got a light load or whatever, hey, put me on full day to the islands or whatever. We'll get in on some of that. And Nano's enjoying it, and Jason's had fun with it. Like he's like stoked on it. You know, some years is like, now I just want to do my half-day thing. And this year he's like totally into it, enjoying it, and super loving it. Yeah.
That boat's cool. Nano, who's the second operator, has been, you know, fishing on the boat, you know, since a little kid. You know what I mean? Like I for sure remember him coming down to the dock and fishing. And like, it's just been a fun watching somebody grow up and progress, and then become a crew member, then kind of become the all-star crew member, and then, you know, get a license, and then start to run here or there. And now it's just, I mean, that kid is badass. Man. Yeah. It's really brought a lot of lifeblood into the boat. Again, just like you said, Jason's a legendary fisherman, fished local for a long time, but that kid wants to get him, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
He wants to catch the yellowtail. He wants to be in the spotlight.
That's one of those kids that you're talking about. Yeah. Like, Nano's going to have a very bright career in this game. Like, he's a good fisherman.
And how many days a week is he run the boat?
I would say 3 to 4, you know. Okay. Jason's on the boat a lot for sure. But Nano's enjoying it, and, you know, they probably split it 50-50 now. He's on the weekends, Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. Then Jason's on the boat 3 or 4 days a week and stuff for sure.
It's fun to watch. Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. Well, as you can hear, talking about Fisherman's Landing, there's a lot to talk about there at that legendary landing, and a whole lot more. And we have a great show here.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So stoked to have Carl in here with us. Again, Carl's, you know, history with the landing so much, you know, kind of touched every part of it. We worked together in the tackle store. He's had his handle on everything from the rental department, picking all the rods and reels, to obviously the landing side, to running boats himself and having a license. And it's just really fun to have Carl in here, the perfect person for his job at Fisherman's Landing, having touched all parts of it, and the perfect person to have on Let's Talk Hookup, because you get such a great gauge on all the things going on, especially our current fishing that's happening right now. And if you want to join us and talk to Carl this morning, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call this morning at 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973 is how you reach us on the phones, or send us a text. Our text the show option, so popular here on Let's Talk Hookup, and the only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download. If you don't have it already, you just need to go get it. Get that Let's Talk Hookup app. It's the easiest way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup. You can catch all the archive shows on your drive home. If you want to, if you missed Doug Kern yesterday and you want to go back, get a great tackle tip, it's a great way to follow up on Let's Talk Hookup.
You can access YouTube and Facebook, our YouTube and Facebook channels, our Instagram channels. Everything is on the app,
including the text the show option. So once you pull up the app, just hit text the show and fire off your questions to Carl, and we'll be reading them on the air. Just make sure you include your name and a phone number along with your text. We've got to have some contact info in case you're the winner of today's prize. And man, what a prize are we giving away today? One lucky caller at the end of today's show is going to get to go fishing.
Or texter.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Caller and texter. Again, decided by the coin flip, as always, is going to get to go on a full day trip on board the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing. And a huge thanks to Taro and Gina and Fisherman's Landing for allowing us to give away such a killer prize. One lucky person going fishing on board the Liberty on a full day trip. And what a year those guys have been having, too.
Yeah. They had a slower start, but man, the fishing at the islands has been as good as it gets for the last month or so. Good yellowtail fishing, some bluefin in the mix. Go out there, you just don't know what you're going to catch. It's maybe that offshore thing is going to start happening here soon, so we'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. But really good island fishing. Those Ryan and Taro and Paul and Corey, all those guys, they've been killing it, and they come up so stoked. Corey's up there buying a new rod or reel like every other day or whatever. Ryan's like, yeah, let's go. Like, we got to get off the dock full every single day. So, yes.
And don't forget, we have our second Let's Talk Hookup 2-day trip on the Liberty in October. It still has space available.
Oh, no way. On an October trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's it was sold out, and I think it's
there's one or two spots.
Yeah, one or two guys had to back out here.
Yeah,
I think
that's going to October's going to be good.
Yeah, October's going to be good. Yeah, it's my favorite time to go fishing. For
no
sure.
doubt about that. Well, if you want to go on board the Liberty, we're giving away that spot again. Your chance to talk to Carl at 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls, reading those texts. We got catch reports and a whole lot more with Carl. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice, on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. We have always been the leader with all-inclusive fishing trips to Cedros Island. We now have 2 lodges to choose from, and both sit on the cliff's edge with relaxing ocean views and gorgeous morning sunrises. With direct flights departing to the CBX in San Diego, we are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. Come check out the yellowtail and calico bass capital in the world. Nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. Call me at 619-772-7570 or check us out at cedrosportfishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at royalstarsportfishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. All right, phones are packed up. That sure didn't take long. If you want to get your shot at talking to Carl, and, of course, your shot to go fishing on board the Liberty, again, 833-288-0973, or hit us on the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Jeff standing by at the fan and ready to take your calls. Only one line open there, but let's jump into it.
You got it, man. We're going to talk to Tom. He's calling us from University City this morning. Tom, thanks for getting us started here on the phones.
Hey, good morning.
What's up, Tom?
Excited to talk to Carl. Hey, I was wondering two things. One is regarding the mono top shot for jigs, if Carl's doing that. It seems like we were talking about it for a while, and now people are going with straight fluoro. And also, I'd like to know if there's Dorado. It seems like there's one or two Dorado in the count, so I was wondering if we're going to start seeing them.
Dorado, I think that's a matter of time. It seems like we're getting warm enough water for that stuff. But yeah, there's been a couple here and there. Some guys have seen a couple kelp patties with a few Dorado on them. Nothing in like big numbers yet, not to get ahead of ourselves and stuff. But if we need like we were talking earlier before the show started, we need a hurricane down below to start pushing some of that fish up north to here, a little warmer water to get some more of that Dorado and hopefully some yellowfin and stuff like that. For jigs, if you're talking about surface iron, I still like fishing 40-pound mono for surface iron, 100 yards on Top Shot or something before I get to my Spectra. I still like mono. I know a lot of guys have gone straight to Spectra with a short Top Shot, like 2 or 3 feet of mono or fluorocarbon, which is each to their own. I still like the mono Top Shot. That's just my preference. Then if you're talking about like the vertical jigging for nighttime, most guys are going straight Spectra to either 2 or 3 feet of like a bite leader or something like that, or most guys I feel now are going to 100-pound Spectra or 130-pound Spectra to maybe 10 to 20 feet of like 150-pound mono or 150-pound fluorocarbon, no bite leader, and they tie that jig straight to the 150-pound or 130-pound Top Shot right there or something like that.
Yeah, so. Cool. Hey, Jim, thanks a lot for the call, by the way. Appreciate that. That leaves one line open at 833-288-0973. Jim in Oceanside writes, "Good morning, guys. My grandkids come from Montana to visit first 2 weeks in June each year, 9 and 11 years old. We want to thank whoever's responsible for the Kids Fish Free Thursday program
cool.
on the half day. It's great for them and got them hooked on deep sea fishing." Yeah. Tell us about that Kids Fish Free program.
So that was Frank's idea. I'm 99%. Frank is...
That sure sounds like a Frank idea.
Frank is all about getting the youth into sport fishing. So he came up with one day, we've been doing this now for probably close to 8 or 9 years or something like that. And during the summer, we do Kids Fish Free on Thursdays. Now schools have started probably sometime in September. We'll switch it to the weekend where it's more available for the kids, instead of, hey, we got to take the kids out of school or whatever. We'll do it. Normally we do it on a Sunday, so we'll do Kids Fish Free on Sundays, probably starting in another week or two. But during the summer, we do Kids Fish Free for every paid adult. So you bring one adult, you get one kid for free. We consider kids when they don't need a license. 15 or younger would be considered free on the boat. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
And all they got to do is pay for a rental rod. And most of the time, mom or dad or whatever has a rod for them or whatever.
And that's in June.
That's we do that year round.
All year.
Oh, it's year round.
Year round. So
Kids fish 3 on Thursday.
yeah, and then during the school year, September through May, it's on Sundays normally.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So we do Kids Fish Free on Sundays during the school year. Then during the summer months.
Now wait a minute. School year's right now.
That's
what he's saying.
Yeah.
He did a So like all summer long, it's on Thursdays, and now that the kids are going back to school, it's going to switch over to being on Sundays
in September.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, okay.
The thing is, like, someone's like, "Yeah, kids are going back to school." It's like, it's August 8th. What do you mean?
I know, right? What happened this summer, right?
Yeah, I was like, "What do you mean?"
Of course, they're out in May, right?
Yeah. So during the school year, I guess August through May now or whatever, we'll do Kids Fish Free on Sundays for every paid adult. Then during the summer months, we'd move it to Thursdays. So we like it on days that the kids can actually go instead of like, hey, we're going to do Kids Fish Free on Monday during the school year. That makes zero sense. You're going to get 1 or 2 kids.
Love it.
Yeah. And then you just have to pay for a rental rod if you need. And then Chris Yamada, at CalStar, he totally hooked us up. He got us 30 spinning rods for the kids to use.
Wow.
CalStar 800 XLs, I think there were, or lights, and we made them 7.5 feet.
This was a cool project. So
Wow.
that was one of the things that Chris spearheaded. Also, Chris also a big, getting new people into fishing thing, and I know Jason was kind of. There was always spinning gear for people who needed it for the rental room, but there wasn't a ton of it.
Yeah.
Jason wanted a little more, and Carl and Doug and Jason and Chris Yamada all got together, and they said, well, let's build something that's right. So, like, rather than what a lot of things are, like, oh, let's just get a cheap deal on some rods, like, they went out and designed, like, a rod purpose-built for it, like a purpose-built CalStar. They took blanks that already existed, they cut them down to the configuration that Chris and Carl and Jason all came up with, and built, like, a fleet of bitchin' CalStar.
Wow.
Like, they're nicer than the spinning gear that I own, and it's what's on the rental rods every day to go half-day fishing.
You can catch a calico bass on it, you can catch a yellowtail on it, you can catch a small tuna on it, no problem. They come with Shimano Bait Runner 8000s or 10, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect reel for that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Easy to use,
Super
but very
easy.
effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And
What an awesome deal
If
that
you've never fished before or you're a 10-year-old kid, we have gear that you can use. You don't have to worry about backlashing and bird's nest and all that stuff. You're ready to go.
Wow. That's a pretty good deal. Well,
dig
let's
it.
jump back in the phones, Rick.
John in Colorado Springs is standing by for us this morning. John, good morning. Thanks for coming to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, guys. I'm excited to be out in California next month, and I was just wondering when those dates are for the 2-day trip. If you had a couple of spots on, and can you tell me a little bit about that boat?
Yeah.
Well,
it's going to be on the Liberty, and it's going to be October. If you give me a second, I'll pull it up there.
Yeah. So let's talk hookup.
Yeah,
trip.
let's
The
talk
2-day,
hookup.
yeah.
And I can look up the dates. Give us a little rundown about the Liberty and amenities. And
It's October 19 through 21.
There you go.
So the Liberty is an 85-foot boat. It sleeps 36 people, but on that trip, I think we've limited it to, I want to say 28 or 26, I think, off the top of my head.
It's 26.
Yeah,
25, actually.
Okay. I knew it was, we didn't take all 36 people or whatever. I knew it.
Yeah. Super limited load.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Includes food,
your permits and everything.
permits.
So
we put a bunch of product on there, Shimano and AFCO and Seagar product, Costa sunglasses. We give away a bunch of stuff on there. Dave Dolan's going to host the trip.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Dave's a really good host. He's very interactive with the customers and very knowledgeable of sharing his fishing experience and stuff like that. But I believe it's a traditional 2-day, right? Leaves at night, come back in the evening. So the boat will leave either at 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Then and it's midweek. I think it leaves
Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah,
Sunday
Sunday
to
night.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Sunday to Tuesday.
Sunday night, you get all day Monday fishing. You get all Monday night fishing if there's bluefin to be caught. You get to fish Tuesday morning till probably noon or 1. Then you'll come home, be back at the dock, I'm guessing, around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening and stuff like that.
Yeah, and fishermanslanding.com, you can book it right on there. There's a couple spots left.
Yeah, go to Fisherman's Landing, then you can go under full schedule, then you could pick out the Liberty, then just scroll down, and it'll be marked Let's Talk Hookup.
It would be marked a limited load 2-day.
Correct.
So that would even further refine your search there.
Yeah, and you can always search. It will be sponsored by Let's Talk Hookup and everything.
Yeah,
so you know which trip it is.
October 19 through 21.
Well, speaking of the Liberty, I had a great text come through, and it was from John in Rancho San Diego. And it says, hey guys, what a great show this morning. Nice to hear from Carl. Carl, when reserving trips at Fisherman's Landing, can specific bunks or stateroom be reserved in advance? Also, and this is the part that I liked, when Taro started running the Liberty, it was mostly an open party, full-day charter boat trip. Unfortunately for us, things have changed, and that boat has become so successful that they are starting to get primarily charters. I was wondering, when they are chartered, will there anybody else that focuses on full day runs or anything in the future? And I it's one of those things that, like, I love. You love and hate seeing, like, those guys run such a good operation.
Yes.
That Liberty is so nice. It's so comfortable.
Correct.
When you can go on a full day trip and get a Wagyu burger and go crash out in a bunk and have a shower and a bathroom that's nicer than the one in my house, you know what I mean? Like that boat, like, as they do, when you start to get that successful, people are like, well, I want to do this with just me and my buds. And
exactly.
The boat's getting chartered a lot. They're running a good program.
Yeah, during the prime months, it's 80-90% charter. They got a day here for open party. Weekends are gone. Like, don't even think about a weekend in July, August, September. They're booked up for charters and stuff like that. That's why we have Jason on the Dolphin filling in when he can. Chuck on the Tradition now. He wants to try to fill in, but he's doing a good job on the boat.
Right.
And he's starting to run pretty much almost every day on. He found a cool little niche, leaving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for day and a half and stuff like that. So you're out there early enough. You don't have to miss a whole day's worth of work and stuff. So when we have boats that can do it, yes, we're going to try to do more of that. But it's just all our boats are running their own operation, and then we don't have a boat just sitting idle at the landing where they can run. Hey, I'm in for 5 days. Let me throw 5 full day trips up there and stuff like that. So we don't have that ability on a normal basis, but when we do, we can. Like, he's ran probably over the last 2 weeks or something. He's ran 4 or 5 full day trips out to the islands, and he's done a great job. I think the Tradition might have a couple of days next month if that stuff is worth for him to do it. If not, he's going to run his day and a half and 2 day trips and stuff like that. It'd be nice if we had a boat just sitting there at the landing, but
Don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. All our guys are running.
Especially in August, right?
Exactly, yeah.
September, this is when they got to make money.
Yep.
Right? They can sit there in January.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've a great text here from our friend Jolene, the fish killing machine in Oceanside. Nice to hear from Jolene. He says, hi, Pete, Rick, and Carl. What's your go-to Colt sniper that you like to use for yellowtail at the islands or kelp when bait and certain jigs aren't working?
My favorite go-to Colt sniper is, and they don't make it anymore, it's that dark purple.
Get out of here with that.
No.
Dark purple?
Yeah.
It's his favorite.
It was the single least popular color that they made. It was like this dark purple. It was so unpopular that they discontinued it. And the second that they said, okay, we're not making this anymore, every Carl Schmidt in the world came out of the woodworks like, wait, that's my favorite color. What do you mean it's not available anymore?
It catches more fish than anything else.
The dark purple.
Yeah. And I don't know how many.
But you can't find them.
Long since discontinued. Yeah, years ago discontinued.
I'll find someone on a boat and that has it in their tackle box. I'll give you $20 for that. All right, sure. I've never used it yet.
For me, no doubt, 80-gram Katy Perry. That's my number one.
80-gram Katy Perry.
Yeah,
and what's the Katy Perry color? It's kind of a rainbow
color,
right?
Silver body, pink and blue on the top. Like most Colt snipers have just like that single. If we're being totally real, take the tackle store personality. I don't think it makes a lick of difference on a Colt sniper. They swim good. They got a good wiggle, and it's mostly the whole thing is all flash and prism. Anyways, the whole thing is flash and prism with one strip of color on the top. Could be blue, could be green, could be a little sardine thing. But if I'm picking one,
80 gram.
It's Katy Perry. 80-gram Katy Perry. Yeah.
And do you change the hook out?
For yellows, I don't. It has a good treble hook that's on it. With that said, bluefin fishing, I think it's worthwhile. If you're going to be going day and a half fishing, The thing is with a Colt Sniper, everything eats it.
Yeah.
A sand bass eats it, and a 150-pound tuna will eat
Rockfish eats
everything.
it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Salmon, you know what I mean? Like
salmon
it's the
them,
bomb. But if you're going to be fishing bigger bluefins with it, there's a lot of ways to do it, and none of them are right versus wrong. Some guys really like swapping to an assist hook. Some guys like a bigger, heavy duty single hook. For me, I'm a stay with the treble hook guy, but maybe swap it out to a heavier duty one.
I'm the same way. Treble hook all the way.
I think it gets bit better.
I do too.
It flutters better. Something about it. I think it gets
changes
bit better.
the action if you put that single hook.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure not saying that that's the wrong way to do it. I've seen a lot of big fish. And once you're attached, if you were attached to a big fish, I would feel better being attached with a nice set of twin, like a set of twin assist hooks. Like I'd feel better once that was in them. But I'm a treble hook guy, man. I like the way that thing gets bit. I'm a not broke, don't fix it guy.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to check in with Catch Reports, a whole lot more of your phone calls, and you got a whole bunch with Carl. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hi, this is Christy Wheeler with Dawson & Associates Insurance, your full-service agency specializing in boat insurance, including charter, commercial, and personal use boats, business insurance, and travel insurance. We work hard to get you the most coverage for the best prices and guarantee the lowest rates available on all the travel plans we offer. So give us a call today at Dawson & Associates Insurance at 619-460-5615 for a free quote today.
Seasoned long-range fishermen know that the Red Rooster 3 is the finest fishing vessels in terms of technology, design, speed, comfort, and safety. This 105-foot sport fishing yacht meets every demand for comfort while delivering an unforgettable fishing vacation. Captain Andy Cates and crew are experienced, friendly, and sincere in their desire to help you have the trip of a lifetime. Book a trip on the Red Rooster 3 and you'll be back. Trips fill fast. So check redrooster3.com or call Lee Palm Sport Fisheries at 619-224-3857.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing. Phone lines are packed up. Great text coming through. It's been a solid morning. And, man, as promised, it's time to find out what's going on out there. It is time for the Catch Report, which today is sponsored in part by our great friends at Norrisk Lithium Battery. Power your boat with Norrisk Lithium. They're the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Norrisk delivers unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power. Norrisk batteries are packed with cutting-edge technology. Upgrade your marine power today and set up your system at NorriskLithium.com or go see the trolling motor doctor. I got to give a real quick story. I've got some real good buds that made the investment. They have a 38-foot sport fisher, switched over to all lithium, and just got back from their first trip from Avalon, stayed on the can for the entire long weekend with family, ran on battery power for 2 days. Everything. I mean,
everything.
Running a blender, TVs, microwave, the whole nine. 2 days without turning a generator on. Like, how crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to turn your generator on in Avalon because it goes through that
there's
canyon,
just one
right?
of the 2 days without even,
2 days.
I mean, like, not a little bit, not, oh, hey, let's turn everything on and charge things back up for a little. 2 days of, like,
nothing.
Never, not
That's
holding
North
off anything.
Lithium,
And that's exactly what it was.
And the cool thing about when you go to northlithium.com and design your system is they have all the chargers, all the different things, all the DC to DC chargers, all that stuff. You can design it right at northlithium.com.
Pretty slick.
It's an investment, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and it lasts forever too. I mean, like it's
10-year guarantee.
Yeah, the hours that you get out of them. Like the craziest thing for me, like that's why we keep saying that we're going to do it on our skiff, and we just need to pull our trigger. But your Norris lithium battery will likely outlast your power plant on your boat.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
No question.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
they're talking about guaranteed for over 4,000 hours. Like most outboards don't see 4,000 hours. It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got the man standing by, Captain Brian Woolley. What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's happening? How are you?
Having fun this morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Guys, talking Avalon, we are like 8 miles inside the island right now on our way over for a little all-day fishing action here in Catalina today. So, yeah. We have our generator on. We're not under battery power.
Non-battery powered vessel today.
Yeah, Roger. Well, hey, for us this week, decent bass fishing. Again, our water's 70 to 71 degrees in our little area all week. Certainly helped us out. Flatline live baits, I say, was the best deal for our anglers in the kelp there and over the hard bottom on our 1/2 and 3/4 day trips. 15 to 20 pound monofilament was perfect. Lures like the small profile baits, like the flukes, the slugs, fish really good. Something small, that looked like an anchovy or a smaller bait certainly worked out great. Hard baits like the Lucky Crafts and those SP minnows and those natural bait colors fish good too for the calico bass. Anglers that wanted to go the sinker route did fine. Saw plenty of sand bass for those guys on the sinkers. The halibut has continued to be a real relevant part of the equation too. One kid on a half-day trip this week, 3 live baits in a row sent to the bottom, 3 legal halibut. Just crazy, Kid dropped 3 sardines to the bottom and caught 3 keeper fish back to back to back, which was kind of a cool deal. He was super stoked. So that's still in play on both the 1/2 and 3/4 day. And then the whitefish sheephead, of course, the guys catching that on the shrimp and the squid. Over here at the island, it's just been classic bass, bonito, barracuda, some better grade bonito, like 4 to 5 pound stuff being caught on the live baits. A little yellowtail sample again this week. The new San Mateo was over here a day or two. He had some fish up the front of the island there, and just hit or miss, really current and condition dependent on that fish here at Catalina. And then over at Clemente, more excellent calico bass fishing for the Fury. On yesterday's overnight, they had 28 yellowtail in the mix there too with their bass. That yellowtail was like 8 to 20 pounds. Pretty good size spread on that, and that fly lined live baits and baits fished on the sliding egg sinker and whatnot got bit well. They also had a few sea bass in their count too, so some of that coming on the squid, I'd imagine, there as well. And then offshore stuff for the 4 and 6 pack fleet, they saw a few days of good bluefin catching, and there was a day or two that was a bit slow as that fish kind of moved around. It took them a day or two to relocate it, but still that stuff is in their striking range. So decent week. School's back in session here locally this next week, so lighter loads will become more common. But make those reservations if you want to hop on a trip with us. And give us a call here, 949-496-5794, or hit us up at danwharf.com.
Those are changes we can handle, man. That's that's good info and certainly some good fishing to be had. And man, I like it. We'll take that report anytime, Willie.
Roger. So we'll see what we can put together here on the front of the island here, and I'm sure we'll work our way around the back at some point and see if we can find maybe get a shot at just some yellowtail if we can find some condition.
All right,
that's what we're hoping here this morning.
We'll be checking the report tonight and hope you guys crush it and have an excellent day at the island, and appreciate a great report as always. We'll look forward to talking to you next week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Willie.
Roger, and we got the marlin jigs out. All right, we'll see you guys
later. For sure.
See you, Willie.
Yeah, after that picture that Carl Sabonis posted yesterday with the marlin on the Avalon.
We were just looking at that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's spectacular footage.
Chasing all the mac around.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that at Air Peliquia, is one of the coolest follows on Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
Just big giant bait ball and marlin up feeding through it. Like if somebody told you, like, hey, look at this footage I just got from Mag Bay, you would certainly believe it's like, oh no, that was just right outside of home. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, hey, while we're waiting for the Surf Guru Gunny Gunnarsson, let's jump back in the phones.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Angel? He's calling us from El Cajon this morning. What's up, Angel? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Angel.
Lost him.
Looks like we just lost you there. Well, no worries. I had a great text come through. It says, man, guys, what a great show. I really appreciate all the work that Fisherman's Landing does to get us out of the water. My question is, with the current situation and slight uncertainty in the bait situation, what changes would Carl recommend for setups that we might bring on a 1 to 3 day trip? That's from DJ in San Diego.
That's probably the number one question we've gotten the last few weeks here. I tell everyone to bring everything right now just because the bait is different every day. Conditions have changed. I would tell, like, everyone's recommending bringing a 25, 30 pound outfit for daytime fishing. And number one question is probably what size hooks. I'd bring anything from like a number 4 size hook, which is a really small hook for fishing anchovies, all the way up to a 2.0 and a 3.0, and kind of, you can bring everything in between or kind of skip a size all the way up to like a 2.0. I think that would cover you, you know. I would make sure you have some like 1/8 ounce, maybe some 1/4 ounce or something like that for egg sinkers or rubber core for fishing anchovies, smaller baits and stuff like that. Then when these guys are getting sardines, and which I feel like the last couple of weeks have been mostly sardine fishing, bring your 1.0 and 2.0. You know, definitely it seems like a smaller size hook has been working best, like a number 1, 1.0, 2.0 size, depending on what size of bait they're getting and stuff like that. And fluorocarbon match, you know. Still bring your 40, 50 pound outfits. That's what the guys are recommending at night. For your daytime fishing, yo-yo, jigging, whatever you want to do. If you got a nice popper rod, stick bait rod, bring that for daytime. Then also, yeah, always bring your 100-pound outfit. People are like, oh, they haven't.
Always bring it.
Always bring it. That stuff can.
You never know.
You never know. That stuff will pop up one night, and it's one of those things. Better to have it and not need it than not have it. Type
How
of
true
stuff.
is that?
Yeah, yep.
Good call. Hey, well, we got Angel back on the line from El Cajon. Good morning, Angel. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, brother. Good morning.
Good morning. Before I got 2 questions, but before I ask those questions, I just want to give a shout out to the captain and all the crewmen up in Liberty. They've been nothing but great every time I've booked a trip there, and they do nothing but do a great job and help everybody out.
Thank you.
Hear that for sure.
So, first question though, I think I was already answered hearing from the previous caller, but yeah, with the bait barge, I know there was a shortage. I believe it was on mackerel and sardines, was it? And it was just, you guys just had anchovies. Is that due to the temperature of the water, or how does that work?
That's probably the number one thing they're trying to figure out. You know, there's been theories from the earthquake that was up in Russia or Alaska a few weeks ago. You know, they're just, the current has changed, the ocean's changed. Obviously, they're farther offshore now. I don't know if anyone really knows the right answer to that question type of deal. I know the guys at Irvingham, they're just doing anything and everything they can to get us bait, and so far they haven't really let the sport boats guys down. I know it's been tougher on the private boaters, but I mean, talking to Jason and those guys from the bait company, they got airplanes up almost every single day. They got helicopters looking. They're working with the guys up north trying to get us bait. They're doing everything they can to make sure not only does the private boaters have bait, but the sport boats also. We have a shortage of bait right now? No, I don't think anyone really knows. I definitely don't know what the reason is, but I just know maybe it's just the ocean is changing right now. Like
and we certainly have the best men on the job.
Yeah,
the Everingham brothers.
Yeah.
There's nobody that does it better than the Everingham brothers. And if anybody's going to find the bait, they that's their job, and they do the best at it.
That's one thing. Like if there's ever a way of knowing that like you said that best, that you got the right people on it. The sport boat fleet, like, obviously that is how it was built, and that's what we live on. You know, our industry was built on live bait fishing, and you know, we've hit this weird time where there's been a shortage and there's been some rationing of it, and there's not one captain who's complained about the efforts of Everingham brothers. You know, I mean, obviously they're nervous and everybody wants full bait. Nobody wants to do a trip that doesn't have it, but you don't hear one negative thing said about the one key component, the most important thing to your trip. Like, everyone knows, like, there just isn't anybody that puts more effort into it than those guys. The boats run 24/7 in the day and in the dark fishing for bait. Carl said it best: planes flying, helicopters flying, like they are grinding, and they're not making any more. You know what I mean? Like they're burning every asset they have just to keep bait in the thing. It's costing them way more than it is. They're not making any more money, but that's just who they are, man. And thank God for them.
One thing to say I will mention is, like, this isn't the first time we've seen this happen. I remember when I was a kid working on the Apollo, Kevin Ward was driving the boat, and it was really tough bait making for the guys. But we were scooping bait here in the bay here. We'd take our crowders at night, and at the dock, we'd scoop up tiny little 1-inch to 2-inch anchovies, and that would be our chum. We'd get a half a lid for bait, and that would be our hook bait. So we've had this bait shortage, or it changes, it moves. It's happened before. It will come and go. and we'll be okay in the long run. And everyone just has to hey, it's fishing. They're fishing just like we are. They're not always going to catch. And for the last 10 years, we've been super lucky. We haven't had an issue for bait. But right now it's a little tough, and those guys are doing everything they can to make sure San Diego and Mission Bay and everyone else has bait.
But so as a private boater, I gotta make a comment here. Mm-hmm. I went last Wednesday and got a half a scoop of bait. It's like, wait a minute, you're Pete Gray, you can get bait, can't you? No, I'm right in line with everybody else, and I got a half the scoop of, I'm going to say, pretty marginal small sardine. It was not great, and we didn't catch. I mean, guys that had bait caught, and maybe it was we were in the wrong spot or wrong. Who knows? But anyway, everybody's going, well, how come the sport boats get all this bait? Let me explain it to you. Because they pay the bills. Yeah. And they pay year round for those bait haulers. Yeah. And a percentage of every ticket goes to the Everingham brothers. And so it's not about cash sales. Yeah. It's the sport boats that keep those guys in business. Yep. So don't ever complain, hey, they're getting a whole bunch and I'm getting a half the scoop. It's like, well, that's because they're paying the bills.
They're open because of the sport boats, and we get the benefit of the overflow.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, everyone's like, oh, these boats are getting full. Like, most of these guys are getting a lid of bait, which, like, talking to the guys on the island or talking to Gavin, that might only be one tank out of their 4 tanks they have on the boat or whatever, 2 tanks. They're not loading up and taking everything. And they're, like you said, sometimes the baits are really good, sometimes it's marginal, and that's just, it's fishing. Just like when we go fishing, we might have a great trip. Some trips are not so great.
It's better than having no bait at all, which happened about 2 weeks ago when they had no cash sales.
Exactly.
And it's just cool to see how good our sport boat fleet is. Yeah. When it's on the line, they know how to stretch it, and they know how to make a catch because of it. Yeah. Hey, as you can hear, we got a great show going. We got another full hour coming your way. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup, more Carl Schmidt, more catch reports. It's all coming your way on Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel. Great service and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love Fisherman, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Don't let the summer pass you by with powerful deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Cruise into Summer sales event. From now until September 3rd, 2025, purchase a new, eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $300 in dealer credit. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends September 3rd, 2025. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris, invites you to experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada. Hi, I'm Valerie Hoprich. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, the breathtaking scenery, the warm community, and the truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge, just steps from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris. You will be fishing in pristine, pressured waters for Chinook, king salmon, halibut, lingcod, and much more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty. We pride ourselves on creating an unforgettable venture that turns first-time guests into lifetime friends. You will come for the fishing, and you will come back for the memories. We are booking now. Call us at 1-877-815-2892 or visit our website, qcsafaris.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Haida Gwaii Safaris, where adventure and friendship meet.